All right, hello everybody. So we are delving into that last page of ChemQuest 27, those skill practice questions. We're going to split the skill practice into two videos. The first video will focus on questions 1 through 3, which is devoted pretty much entirely to percent composition. All right, so moving on to number 1. The question is asking us to identify the percent composition, percent by mass of carbon in this big compound right there. So out of the 2 aluminums, the 3 carbons and 9 oxygens that are part of that ionic compound, what percent of that is just the carbon? All right. So remember, we need to set up a fraction, and we're going to put the part on top. Right, in this case, we're looking at how much of the mass has carbon, and then the whole mass, so all the aluminum and the carbon and the oxygen all combined, times 100 to make that a percent. All right, so to find the part that is carbon, right, I'm going to take carbon here, and so in this particular compound, it looks to me, right, and to anybody else, it ought to, like we have this 3 on the outside of the parentheses, which distributes to everything inside. So this 3 right there means we need to have 3 times the mass of 1 carbon. So then we have 3 carbons in this compound, right? So we're going to go 3 times the mass of carbon, which is 12.01. All right, so that is our part. Now, we're going to calculate the mass of the entire compound by multiplying each element by its associated subscript and adding those up. All right, so we have 2 aluminums, so that's going to be 2 times 26.98 plus 3 carbons, again, 3 times 12.01 plus 9, 3 times 3, oxygens. All right, and so we can simplify that expression down to be 36.03 over 233.99 is what I got there. All right, so when I divide 36.03 by 233.99, that's going to give me a decimal. And we multiply that decimal by 100, and we get out of the total mass of aluminum carbonate, 15.40% is carbon. All right, moving on. So we want to find the percent composition of oxygen in each of the following compounds, right? So again, out of the total mass of the compound, what percent is coming from the oxygen? So again, we'll set up our fraction for part A here, right? We have 1 oxygen shown, so it's just going to be 16.00. We don't need to multiply that by 1. We're just going to get the same number, right? Over the total mass, which is going to be 2 times 22.99, which is the 2 sodiums, plus that 1 oxygen. All right. And that can be simplified as 16.00 over 61.98, and then times 100. And we should get 25.81% oxygen for that part. Okay, and then over here in magnesium nitrate, okay, so we're going to do the part that is oxygen. So we have 3 oxygens inside the parentheses, but we're going to multiply that by 2. So that is 3 times 2, 6 oxygens. So our top number is going to be 6 times 16 over the total mass. So 1 magnesium is 24.31 plus 2 nitrogens, 2 times 14. Excuse me, fix that. 14.01 plus and then we'll go our 6 oxygens there. 6 times 16.00. And simplify the expression down to 96.00. With the top number divided by 148.33. And then times 100. And we should get 67.72. I believe, or not, sorry, 64.72% oxygen. And number 3, in this question we're going to find the percent composition of nitrogen in each of the following compounds. So again, the part that is nitrogen goes over the total. So the part that is nitrogen in this case would be 2 times the mass of nitrogen, 2 times 14.01, over the combined mass, which includes the nitrogen, plus 8 hydrogens, 4 times 2, plus 1 oxygen at 16.00. All right. So then we'll rewrite that to be 28.02 over 52.10, and then times 100, and I get 53.78% nitrogen. All right, and then over here we got 3 nitrogens and 5 oxygens, so we're going to go 3 times 14.01 for the nitrogens, and then over 3 times 14.01 plus 5 times 16.00. We'll rewrite that to be 42.03 over 122.03 times 100, and we should get 34.44%